Gorilla Tag Story Mode is coming. Gorilla Tag has been around for over 2 years. There have been dozens of updates, new maps, cosmetics, and more. But what does this all mean? Gorilla Tag is a free-to-play game and it's pretty simple. You tag other players in an infinite loop, one game ends, and the next one begins. Besides some variations of gameplay with the different modes, there isn't much to do. Until now. Once upon a time, an update was released showing us that there could be a new map. It included a mark on the wall that resembled an outline to a passageway. Behind it was a tunnel. This tunnel, however, led to nothing. Last spring, an update rolled out changing the leaves and cosmetics, but also changed this secret tunnel. It lifted a small amount. This in itself isn't very significant, but people began to wonder if this was hinting at a new map. Almost as if the door was opening. Fast forward an entire year and nothing has changed. However, something has happened. An update that came out about a month and a half ago has revealed an X marks the spot on the wall in City. This got players wondering if this implementation meant a new map. Unlike the other secret tunnel, however, this one will lead to something. Another update just released showing us that the X marks the spot will indeed lead to something, but what? A door appeared on the spot with 2 torches on either side. The door resembles what might be a new map, or could it be more? The door cannot open and nothing resides on the other side. The door looks like something out of a dungeon. The torches resemble something from a medieval time and are lit with flames. But why? What if this isn't a new map, but something more? Could this be the very thing that Gorilla Tag has lacked? Could this be the thing that every Gorilla Tag player needs? Is this going to pull all the pieces together? Gorilla Tag has its fair share of lore, little things that tell a story, yet some of these things haven't been answered. The world of Gorilla Tag is full of little details that are easy to miss. In an earlier Gorilla Tag update, the city map was added, which brought with it some interesting questions. Who made the city map? It's full of technology that couldn't have been made by the gorillas, or at least by themselves. They aren't smart enough to pull together the resources needed to build it, let alone build it. City is full of wires, LED lights, and other things. City has a store that is regularly restocked with new items, hats, handhelds, food, clothings, and more. Who is making these items? There is an ATM, which implies a bank. Where the heck is this bank and why is it used by gorillas? There are wires and electricity going all throughout the city. There's a parkour course to test a monkey's worthiness to compete with the elite monkeys. There is a rocket ship. Something else had to have made a literal rocket ship. There's these things in City that just don't make sense. Outside of City, scattered throughout the Gorilla Tag world are lampposts. Electricity is required for these lampposts to work. Who is or what is providing that electricity? There are speakers on every single map except for Mountains map. You might argue that with the music update, the gorillas could have made the music, figured out how to make a speaker, figured out how to convert said music to an MP3 file and play it on loop. However, speakers were scattered throughout every map well before there were any instruments in Gorilla Tag. Now, in our most recent map update, we have the Clouds map. This map raises even more questions. These huts and villages, clearly not advanced, just some roofs made out of straw and some wooden walls. Makes sense, right? Gorillas can't make air conditioning, 2-story houses, but who made the washers, fans, TVs? Why are there tires? Tires go on wheels. Wheels go on automobiles, trucks, cars, planes, wagons, etc. There are none of these things anywhere in Gorilla Tag. The Cloud Map update did, however, answer our previous question on where the electricity is coming from. Let's assume the gorillas have figured out how to make windmills, which could supply electricity to all of the Gorilla Tag world. It's a stretch, since there's only one main windmill to supply all electricity, but I guess it works. There are also some smaller windmills on the huts, which would make sense if they're providing electricity to the surrounding houses, because you need electricity to watch and subscribe to Kishark on your TV, which, by the way, you totally need to like and subscribe to Kishark on YouTube. Aside from electricity, we have caves. Caves is an interesting topic as it makes sense that the gorillas would need to gather resources for the things that have been built. We can easily guess that Gorilla Tag's currency, shiny rocks, was a valuable rock found while mining in the caves. This, however, begs the question of how the mines in caves were mined. The caves map itself could be a natural cavern with crystals already exposed, but the mines beneath it are another question. How did the gorillas mine it out? There are no tools. We have never seen a pickaxe or drill in Gorilla Tag, so who mined out the mines? Yet another speaker resides in the mines. So somebody was busy at work and able to build a speaker while they were down there. There are minecarts all over the mines, including crates. Crystals cover the surface of the cave, and some are scattered throughout the mining grounds. There's this interesting thing, which we'll have to go back to City to explain. In an early Gorilla Tag update, we got the city map, which has this nice info board to describe how the city would be used by the gorillas to purchase from the ATM and buy cosmetics. But there is a secret behind these boards that the average Gorilla Tag player may have missed. There are some secret texts behind the info boards that no one has been able to figure out. The words have missing letters and are hard to make out, but people have been able to guess that the texts say this: place in caves and place in forest. No one knows what this means. What does it imply, or who wrote the text? This is the Gorilla Tag lore that hasn't been answered, and maybe it's about to be. Does this mean we need to place an object in forest or caves? Does this mean a place called forest or caves? This is the Gorilla Tag lore that hasn't been answered. There is something making these texts, but who or what is it? Maybe these something else's are the very thing that put the gorillas in the situation they're in right now. They're put in a pit, a deep one. All the maps resemble this kind of aesthetic. Mountains, canyon, forest, they all resemble a dug out hole with tall walls that cannot be escaped. The gorillas were clearly put here by something that doesn't want us to escape. For the moment that some of the gorillas learned how to break away from their barrier that is ground movement, they escalated up the walls and escaped the place they used to call home and ran free, to only moments later be sent back into the pit and be forced to stay. For now lines the top of all maps, slippery surfaces which cannot be used to escape this pit we call home. So this brings me to my main point. Who made these things? What does the place in forest and place in caves text mean? The biggest point in all this is something else has to be happening. It isn't just the gorillas living here. There are many mysteries in Gorilla Tag. Most cannot be answered. Throughout time, these mysteries slowly get added into the game. But why? What if all these questions get answered in the next few updates to come? What if a Gorilla Tag story mode is around the corner? The reason this might be the case is the medieval style has never been a part of Gorilla Tag. It's something different, more advanced than some of the other Gorilla Tag updates. So what if this leads to a story mode or adventure mode where people can learn the origins of Gorilla Tag, who put them where they are today, who let them advance, and who is responsible for everything? Who knows what the future of Gorilla Tag will hold? Only time will tell.